Welcome back to Axis Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and I'll be doing a walkthrough review of Naruto Shippuden episode 319. Now, if you remember from last episode, we get to see an interesting matchup between Killer Bee and Fukiya. Now, the end result being Fukiya disintegrates by himself, and he is not properly sealed. And that's where the episode ends. And on my final thought and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So we open up this episode with the samurai. Yes, they're with the allied shinobi, but we get to see the samurai, and they're being attacked by Kamemori and Shao. Now, Shao is the granny. Just putting that out there, that is the granny. Some people pronounce it Chow, I pronounce it Shao, to each their own. If you want to bitch about it, just bitch down below, if you don't mind. But anyways, we see the samurai. They're being attacked by Kamemori and Shao. Now, there are other reanimated shinobi that are with them, but I'm not going to get into that because we don't get to see a lot of those other reanimated shinobi. We just get to see Kamemori and Shao, plain and simple. That's all we get to see. But moving on past that, guess what? Kankuro appears out of nowhere, and he saves the samurai's butt. Plain and simple. Kankuro, I shit you not, Kankuro saves the day. Ever since this guy slimmed down, I haven't been able to take him seriously. I used to enjoy seeing him. He was a little pudgy when he was like a child. Now that he's a little younger, I don't know. I can't take him seriously as I thought. But he's still a great fighter, though, don't get me wrong. But anyways, Kankuro jumps in. He saves the samurai at the last possible moment. And that was a perfect standstill right there, We could have gone to something better, but instead we enter another pointless flashback. I shit you not, we're into another pointless flashback between Shao and Sazori. Yes, the puppet masters, so we get to see a little more background. It's good background, though, don't get me wrong, but we do enter another pointless flashback between Shao and Sazori. Now, apparently, Shao catches Sazori using his puppets and acting like his parents. So I'll say this one more time if you missed this. Sazori is in his bedroom, and this is within a flashback, of course, and Sazori's playing with two sets of puppets. Yeah, two puppets. One's supposed to be his mother, one's supposed to be his father. Now, if you remember correctly, his parents have passed away, and it's kind of creepy. It's like they're playing house or something like that, and they're, both puppets are holding Sazori, and guess what? Shao is right outside Sazori's bedroom, peeping in the door like a weird granny, and it's just so weird. I can't really put it into words, but therapy, people, therapy does wonders. Just putting that out there. But it was kind of creepy, but again, very sad, and yeah, it was meaningful. I mean, Sazori kind of grew up without parents after his parents died, and all he had left was Shao, which technically is his legal guardian. I believe she was referred to as his grandmother within the manga. I don't know about the anime, though, but to my knowledge, she is Sazori's granny, or at least guardian. And it's still kind of creepy that she was just sitting there watching him while his puppets were kind of hugging him. And, you have the real thing, a real parent kind of, outside, and you're using your puppets. I'm sorry. I feel a little bad for the kid. Just putting that out there. But anyways, moving on past that, we're still in the flashback, of course, but we get to see Sazori yet again. Now, he's being used as a means to create more puppets, so although his parents have passed away, he is still being used as a means to recreate more puppets, so it's kind of like a sweatshop. We don't know if he enjoys making puppets or not. I know that's his power, kind of. He can, use his chakra through puppets and control them and whatnot. But he can also design and create new puppets. And apparently he's creating them for more shinobi for their upcoming missions. So he's being put to work as a child. So yeah, it does remind you of a sweatshop, except he's the only worker, and he's working for his grandmother, Shao. And I was like, come on, have a little heart. Send him to school, give him a hug. But no, let's work him to death. And he doesn't even talk. You get to see him. He's working in his little shop, and he doesn't really say anything. And then we're introduced to, apparently, his best friend, which is called Kamushi. Now, we know nothing about Kamushi other than he is Sazori's childhood friend. That's the only thing we really know. Other than that, the kid is very talkative. At least Kamushi is very talkative. Sazori? No, he just, zoned in on making puppets. That's it. He's getting better, stronger, but he's not making any friends, except for Kamushi. That's it. Now, they never really talk that much. It's more or less they pass notes, kind of, and it's kind of like the eye stare and, follow me gesture, and that's it. Weird friendship. But you know what? To each their own, whatever works. Now, we are thrown with a little more information about Kamushi. Well, not really real information. I mean, he does have, looks like a sister or a mother. That's the only like family figure we see around him. However, Kamushi does go out on a mission and he loses his arm. I believe it's his right arm. So Kamushi goes out on a mission, he loses his right arm, and then Sasori, great friend that he is, gives Kamushi a puppet arm. And it works wonders. It's like watching Full Metal Alchemist, you know, Edward Elric. He's got like a full automail on his right arm. It's kind of cool. And, you know, second time around, he goes on another mission. So Kamushi goes out on another mission, and, you know, he's still feeling strong, that he had his best friend give him a brand new arm, so, you know, he felt confident. Now, he ends up swallowing what appears to be poison. Now, we don't get to really see this within the flashback, but apparently Kamushi swallows poison from, I guess, one of his gear. I want to say gear. One of his, puppets maybe, or some type of device. We're not really sure, but Kamushi ends up swallowing a poison that Sasori ended up collecting, and he ends up dying. So Kamushi ends up dying because he screwed up more or less on the mission. Now it gets even weirder because Kamushi's sister, or in this case maybe mother, approaches him during, you know, his funeral while he's dead, lied out on the ground. His relative comes by, and she looks to Sasori and says, "You helped him before, you helped him with his arm, help him again, bring him back to life." He can't do that. He doesn't know the reanimation jutsu, so he can't bring him back to life, and his puppetry cannot bring the dead back to life. However, there's a big however there, he can recreate the body kind of like in a puppet body, but that's all Sasori can generally do. So he says no in his own way. Nah, I can't do it. And that's where we end the flashback, thank God. Now we're back in the present. Now, within the present, we get to see Kankuro versus Shao. I love the matchup. It's Puppet Master versus Puppet Master. In this case, Puppet Master versus Grand Puppet Master, because, you know, she's supposed to be the strongest Puppet Master out there. However, Shao, she controls 10 samurai. So she's using her puppetry to control 10 living samurai. They're not dead, they're alive. And guess what? Kankuro, he can't kill the samurai because the samurai are still alive and they're his allies, so he's kind of screwed over. So Shao kind of is playing this pretty close right now. I mean, she's in control and she's trying to take advantage of fighting like Kankuro kind of, because they're both puppet masters. So it's getting kind of interesting. But you know what? Sasori appears out of nowhere in his puppet body form, of course, with his two parents, which are two more puppets. So you have 3 puppets. You have Sasori and his 2 parents, which are all in puppet form, and they save Kankuro's fucking ass. I swear to God, you saw this coming. They pulled it out of his ass at the last moment, and bam, Kankuro is saved, and it's great timing. But moving on past that, we are taking a little cutscene with Shao, and out of nowhere, Shao falls. She falls, and it looks like she's defeated, or at least she just collapses on her own. And you would assume that's the end of the fight. Let's turn around. Let's go home. We're done. No, she turns around. Well, not turns around, but she gets back up, and she's like, "Kidding. What the fuck? You don't kid like that. You're a reanimated shinobi being controlled by Kabuto." I'll say it one more time. Shao is a reanimated shinobi, and she's being controlled by Kabuto. And yet somehow you're able to pull this little bullshit joke out of nowhere. Kidding? Okay, yeah, I thought it was kind of funny, plain and simple. But she does turn around, and she actually is talking to Kankuro, saying, "I've decided to leave my secret techniques in your hand. I'm going to pass down all of my secrets to you." I'm like, how are you going to do that? You're being controlled by Kabuto. And I'm pretty sure Kabuto doesn't want you to do that, like, kind of give your knowledge to someone else, to the next generation. I would assume Kabuto would have jumped in at any possible moment to shut her up, but he doesn't do that. And apparently Shao has her way. She ends up giving whatever knowledge she has to Kankuro. And I'm like, okay, that was interesting, but we're not done, because you know what? Shao is still attacking Kankuro while laughing, and that's where the episode ends. As for final thoughts, okay, well, first of all, you know, Kabuto could have jumped in at any given point in time and, you know, shut Shao up just so she could fight Kankuro right away, you know, face to face without any emotions, but he doesn't do that. And that's his mistake, you know, because he did that. Because he did not do anything, he fucked up. He's done. Kankuro now has new knowledge about how to use his puppets better, and that's all because Kabuto was weak and pathetic, because he didn't act upon, you know, controlling Shao a little better than what he was supposed to. And moving on past that, Okay, one more final thought. Now, Sasori, back into this flashback where we get to see Sasori's childhood friend, known as Kamushi. Is Kamushi going to be reanimated? Just putting that out there. He could be reanimated. You never know. And then we could see Kankuro and Kankuro's 3 puppets, Sasori's puppet, as well as Sasori's 2 parent puppet fight Kamushi. And that'd be kind of dramatic. Not so much as a really good fight. It would probably suck as it's a kid. But still, I wouldn't mind seeing it just for shits and giggles. But that is it for my final thoughts. As per my rating, 2 out of 5. I'm giving this a 2 out of 5 because I really was not thrilled with this episode, so I'm not going to give any points anywhere. Best thing you got is information about Sasori's childhood friend. That was about it, pretty much. This episode was about Sasori and Shao, as well as Kankuro, kind of, but that was it. So it really wasn't going anywhere. So final rating, 2 out of 5. And that ends it for my walkthrough and review of Naruto Shippuden episode 319. Definitely comment down below, let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Definitely subscribe, check me out on Twitter, and follow me if you like. Let me know what you thought of this episode, and let me know what you think's going to happen in the next episode coming out. But again, guys, that ends it for now. I got to hit the bricks and I got to go. And before I go, I got to say it, and I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.